The smoking lamp is lit. Hello, my friends. Stephen here. Just having a smoke, some light reading. I'm going to make a VR to Jason, Wisdom Junkie. 200 and plus subs contest. I believe you called it the 197 subs, but you're well over that now. So you wanted us to talk about our most prized possession, and I've seen some of your posts since then in regard to prized possessions and how it sort of goes against some of your ideas about simplicity. And I'm the same way. I think we've had conversations about this, that I have a lot of possessions, more than I need actually, and I hold some very near and dear to my heart. But I'd mentioned in someone's video that one of my favorite sayings is, you don't truly own anything that you couldn't carry at a dead run. And that's the way I feel about most of my possessions here. So there are a couple things, there are quite a few things here that actually mean a lot to me. It's not so much the thing, but the memory that it evokes. So I'll show you a couple of things here that are near and dear to me. Many years ago, when I was probably 6-7 years old, my mother got very sick and she was in hospital for quite a long length of time, and to give the residents of the hospital, or the patients of the hospital, things to do to keep them occupied, there were different things you could do as far as crafts and things like that. And my mother got into a craft group and made this for me. And it was one of those things, I think you just paint and then they fire it. But I've had this little Charlie Brown for probably 47 years. It's one of the things that if this apartment caught fire, I would probably throw into a bag to run out with. I've had it most of my life and it means a great deal to me. So along that same line is when we were just small children, my sister and I, at school, there were some things, contests, I believe, maybe reading contests or things like that, where you would get points. And when you got points, you could apply them toward little gifts or toys or prizes. And you know, most kids at 6-7 years old, they want to spend their prize money or their prize points on themselves. Well, my little sister, who was probably 5 at the time, came home with a gift for me. And she knew I was at the age where I was just starting to get into model cars and things like that. I was probably 7 years old, and she brought home this little gift, and it's a tiny little model car. I built this thing when I was, I believe, 7 years old. It's actually missing the grill, but all the other parts are there, and it's probably 47 years old, and I truly love this little thing. I've carried it around every place I've ever lived, and it means a lot to me. So there's that. Now, the other part of the contest, Jason, you wanted us to impersonate somebody, so I had to dig out my robe and my Thoreau and just read a bit. I thought the passage here makes some sense. The millions are awake enough for physical labor, but only 1 in a million is awake enough for effective intellectual exertion. Only 1 in 100 millions to a poetic or divine life. To be awake is to be alive. I have never yet met a man who was quite awake. How could I have looked him in the face? And that's what I have to end with. How could I look him in the face? Thank you, Henry David. Thank you, Jason, for the chance to do your contest. Congratulations on your subs. That's pretty awesome. I really enjoy following you. So, best to you. See you again.